Hello, 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 and welcome to today's episode of Her Version. This podcast is dedicated to sharing stories of struggle to triumph, a platform that allows individuals to tell their truth in order to inspire and uplift others. For those of you that are new to this podcast and like content like this, make sure you hit that subscribe button, follow, like, and share. I am your host, Sabrina Victoria. Let's jump right in. Hello, and thank you for joining us today for this episode of Her Version. The Her Version platform is built on storytelling and the understanding that many times our greatest learning experiences come from listening to other people's stories. Today, I am speaking with an amazing woman named Karen. Karen's journey is one of tears, heartache, pain, and unforeseen occurrences. Suffering through the death of her youngest son due to SIDS, an unfaithful partner, unsettling disputes with her family, job loss, and breast cancer, Karen fell face first into self-development. She quickly learned that her struggles had created a strong resilience inside her that led her to understand her life's mission. She is now the owner of Emergent Soul, a community that encourages people to feed their mind, body, and spirit. With a drive to change the world, Karen is here today to share her story, her strength, and remind us the importance of our struggles. Welcome, Karen. If you could wish for anything, what would you wish for?
Oh, that's a good one. If I could wish for anything, I think my wish would be that people would interact with each other with more empathy, more compassion, more patience before taking action or even speaking something that can be harmful. And the reason I say that is there's a lot of changes going on in the world right now. Even pre-COVID, the way that people have interacted with one another and just everything. And that in the heat of something, words are spoken and they can't be taken back. And it's my belief that words have power, behind them. But I think that if people would pause and reflect or just pause before they act, and respond versus react, the world would be a different place. And I think right now, on a universal level, not that we're responsible for somebody else's healing, but if we took those steps for ourselves, it would make a change.
How do you think we get to that point?
That I don't know. I guess keep talking about it, keep wishing on it. And if more people hear and agree, that it'll spread, that they'll say, okay, that's what I'll do for myself. And I'll just keep hoping and wishing and say, hey, it'll catch on, and it'll happen.
What if everybody signed up to be a member of Emergent Soul?
Ooh, that would be awesome.
Would that change happen, do you think?
It would be what does Gandhi say? Be the change that you want to see. Well, I think that would be the community that we would want to see. We would reflect back to others how we want to live, and that's what I try to do.
That's awesome. Speaking of Emergent Soul, tell us what your company is and what you do, how you help all the humans.
So, well, I'll show you this. So I just published my book, Emergent Soul, Rising from Life's Darkest Moments. So that's on my website, and it actually talks about, as I talk about the 3 phases in life and gives examples of things of my journey, of my journeys. But pre-COVID, we used to have speaking events where we would come together, big conferences and things like that. But it's in the redevelopment phase where I wish to have small groups, community women get together to share our stories and help each other grow and nurture each other so the world can make a change, because it's there are a lot of people out there who are hurting. There are a lot of people who are thinking I'm alone, and we're really not alone, in the sense that and I don't want to diminish anybody's adversity or challenge, but it's really not someone has experienced what you've experienced, you know what I mean, and been able to overcome that challenge. So, but if people are afraid to speak about it and share it, then people will continue to think it's just me, when we should be about sharing and giving. Because if it's my hope, and I know people say this a lot, but literally, if someone can say, hey, it's because of you, I didn't do XYZ, or you made a difference in my life, that's what gives me the that extra to keep going.
Yeah.
Plus I have, my desires, what I want for myself, but it makes me feel good to say, hey, you know what, someone benefited from me sharing my story, and that's a good thing. I did a good thing.
That's awesome. Do you do coaching, one-on-one or group coaching or Zoom coaching?
I do. So I have on my website, you'll see ways to work with Karen, yes, as well as you'll find a link for my book. It's available on Amazon, or if you reach out to me, I'd be happy to mail you a copy, autograph. But there are ways to work with me through group coaching, one-on-ones, and things like that. So, and hopefully someday soon we'll have some more events coming together. So
that's awesome. And then as far as social media, is your social media listed on your website?
Yes, I think it is, yes. But you can find me on YouTube. I do have a YouTube channel where I have a podcast called Conversations with Karen. We're on Facebook as well as Twitter, all under Emergent Soul. So
beautiful. I love it. Very, very cool.
Yes.
What do you what is your biggest dream for Emergent Soul?
My biggest dream, my biggest big dream is that we're going to be featured or on network television, like I don't want to say well, I'll say similar to a Ayanla Van Zant or an Oprah Network or something, where we can have people talking about their adversities and how they overcame them. That would be the huge, ginormous dream.
Would you be the talk show host?
I guess so.
You would be the Oprah?
I'd be the Oprah. Would you be my co-host?
I would love to be. I would love to be. So, that's awesome. What would an actual network or a TV show? How big you going?
I think well, we're dreaming. So why don't we start off with the show and then get a network?
I think that's what Oprah actually did.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Absolutely. Well, bigger things have happened. We're trying to go to Mars right now, so
never say never. Exactly. Never say never.
Exactly, 100%. Well, this has been absolutely fantastic. I so appreciate you being here, hanging out with us. I want to ask before we start to close up here, females that are listening right now live who are possibly going through some challenges or some struggles right now in their life and are feeling just a sense of just helplessness. What would be some advice that you would give to them right now?
Well, the first thing I would say, look in the mirror and put your arms around yourself and give yourself a hug and just say, it's going to be okay. This too shall pass. What it is that you're going through doesn't define who you are, and so once you make the decision of saying who you are, take steps to live towards that. But it's not the divorce, it's not the children, it's not the job, it's not the thing. It doesn't define you, but it's who you are at your true essence. So just keep going, keep pushing, and it will believe that there is a light at the end of the tunnel. Just keep
100%.
putting one foot in front of the other. It will happen. And get
100.
support. Don't be afraid to ask for help if you need help.
Yeah, that's the main thing. I think that's the issue that so many of us deal with is not feeling like asking for help or just feeling unworthy to ask for help.
Right.
I know that was a big thing for me.
Mhm.
Then a lot of times you get through it and people are like, you never asked for help. And it's like,
Like, but I did, but you didn't. Well, no, you didn't say specifically. So
yeah.
just you will find your person to help you, the right person. Just don't be afraid to ask.
Yeah.
Keep asking.
100%. Well, this
Mhm.
was absolutely fantastic. I so appreciate you being here, hanging out with us. Before we close up, any closing thoughts?
Well, thank you so much for having me on the show today. This has been great. And closing thoughts are the closing words for my emergent souls, that you're not meant merely to exist in life, you are meant to live life most abundantly.
I
So
love it.
let's live.
Absolutely. Absolutely. You're the best. I so appreciate you being here. Thank you so much for taking some time out of your day. For those that are listening live, thank you for being here. Thank you for hanging out with us. And for those of you watching on replay, make sure that you hashtag replay so that we know that you are here and you were hanging out um, and we can shoot you some love. So thank you so much for joining us here on Her Version. This community is expanding every single day and it's filled with females who are striving to do better than they did yesterday. For those of you that are new to this podcast and like content like this, make sure you hit that subscribe button, follow, like, and share. If you have an amazing story to share of struggle to triumph, make sure you reach out to me here or at herversion.life. I am your host, Sabrina Victoria, and I'm so grateful to be here sharing a platform that allows people to share their truth and inspire others. As always,